So, Freddie, which of these two movies, Suspiria or Abominable, do you prefer?
Suspiria.
Okay.
To be honest, yes. Yeah, no, it's just a better, well done movie overall. It's something that's going to stick in my mind for a while. I'm still thinking about it every so often just because of how gorgeous it looks and how it made me feel. I feel like I could definitely rewatch it multiple times and still appreciate it. And that first time viewing just like stole all of my expectations because I had really high expectations already coming into it.
Because you've heard
Being
of it,
a
and
movie,
you know the
being
movie's
so
reputation.
powerful,
Yeah.
and that can always hit or miss for some people. It's like going into a movie with a lot of high expectations can make you not like that movie because you expected more from it.
Absolutely, yeah. That was how I was let down the first time I saw Hereditary. It wasn't until the second time I saw it that I'm like, wow, this movie's great. It was
Right.
like the first
Yeah.
time I saw it, I had heard so much about it, and I'm like, kind of let me down. But
Honestly,
no,
that's what took me such a long time
Hereditary's
to
great.
watch Midsommar.
Oh, okay.
For that same
okay.
reason. I didn't see Midsommar until this year, and because we had to do it for the podcast, and I was like, cool, this is my time to actually finally like, go into it, watch it fully through, and I really appreciated it for what it was. But I feel like if I saw it back when it was super popular, I probably wouldn't have liked it.
Interesting.
But I feel like because the buzz kind of died down a little bit, I know it's very like, people will always talk about the quote unquote elevated horror, which I hate that concept in general, but
Yeah, art house horror, whatever. People, yeah, the
it's like, oh, what's worth the Oscars
post
and stuff
horror
like
is
that.
another term I've heard thrown around with things like that.
Huh.
With It Comes at Night, stuff like that.
Right. Very art house films.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's always been around.
The Shining is that. I mean, and
Yeah.
I said I don't really care for it. It's not because it's that, but that's what The Shining is, you know?
That's true. 100%.
And it's a horror classic.
This movie, Suspiria, is going to stay with me. And I think if I were to like think about like a top 10 list, would it make it? Probably.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just really have to think about it.
That's high praise. I mean, yeah. I mean, for
Yeah.
me, because I've seen it a bunch of times, I can definitively say top 5 horror movies for me. So yeah, my pick is Suspiria as well. I do prefer Suspiria to Abominable, but Abominable did not let me down. I will say that, and
True.
you know, it's. I
100%.
mean, granted, I had
agree.
no expectations, so I don't know how it really would have let me down. But you know, I enjoyed it. So, but Suspiria it's great. It's a masterpiece. I love 70s horror. I love Italian horror. I love Dario Argento. It's my favorite film by him, even though there's a lot of other movies I love by him. Yeah, I mean, the movie feels like a nightmare in the best possible sense. It looks like this beautiful dream in terms of just the sets, the visuals, but then it's all this nightmare imagery of the blood and the gore and all that stuff happening throughout it. So it's like, it's this beautiful fairy tale that's being punctured by this horrible nightmare, I guess. Yeah.
That's the perfect way to describe it. It's like a fantastical nightmare. Yeah, that's it.
I feel like it's what Tim Burton has been trying to do for like the majority of his career.
It's gorgeous to look at. Like I said, if there's any listeners that haven't seen it and just heard us talk about it, still go and watch it because you'll
you
still
gotta
get a
see
great
it.
experience out of it.